Hi. So thank you for 2K. We're almost 2K. We're almost there. So anyway, I'm cleaning out my closet because it's spring cleaning time, all the time. Shit. And I decided to do. I'm gonna do an update of my comic book collection, specifically my Transformers comic book collection, because I figured people would be interested in that. And also, you can see my mental illness in another form, which is comic books, because I also collect the figures. I also collect the comic books too. I have a bit of a completionist brain, so what that means is I'm trying to collect all of the covers and all of the issues. And some of those issues are super expensive as a result, which is so fun and really rare and hard to get, so oops. Anyway, let me show you what I got. So first off, I got the IDW short box for Transformers because, of course, I needed it. And this was the only one I could get. I tried to get multiple. It's so hard because it is sold out like basically everywhere. So I think if you want to get something like this, you have to look at eBay, and it'll probably be super expensive. I got really lucky with this. So just a fair warning. Anyway, look at these guys. They're so cool. And there's Oppie and Megatron. I hate them. This glare sucks. However, as you can tell, this is only a little bit of what I own. This is the start of the More Than Meets the Eye collection. Again, I'm a completionist, so I'm trying really hard to get all the covers. Some of them are super expensive though, so you can see the price tags on them. One of them is $66. This one was $66. And it's so hard to find them because there's no more back issues. Because, I mean, IDW doesn't have it, so they're not printing it anymore. So any back issues that you find are super rare and sometimes expensive, or sometimes they sell them for half off, which is really nice. Which is how I got some of them. I think mainly for IDW too, but this is like a lot of my More Than Meets the Eye issues for now. I am going to put out more, and then you'll see how bad it is. Alright, we're almost through with the More Than Meets the Eye stuff. I don't have all of them, obviously. However, I do have a lot of them, which is cool. And I'm really proud of my collection so far. And you're probably wondering, where do you get all these? Well, they're from various different comic book stores, because whenever I go traveling, I might be visiting comic book stores to go and see if they have any Transformers back issues. And usually I buy them out. Any chance I get. Some of them I get them as sets, which is really nice, so I get to knock 2 covers down in one, so there's that so far. Smaller collection this time. However, I am also collecting Lost Light because of course I have to if I'm collecting More Than Meets the Eye. It's so much harder to find Lost Light issues though, so I have a lot less than More Than Meets the Eye, unfortunately. However, it's there, it's growing. There's less of Lost Light too, so not as hard. And now we are on to the IDW 2 stage, so I did try to start collecting all IDW 2 because that run was cut short, unfortunately. But there were a ton of back issues whenever I visited comic book shops, and I really liked the storyline before it got cut tragically, so I was like, okay, I'll start collecting for these as well. Also because some of the artists that I am familiar with actually got to make covers for it, specifically these 2 covers, so they're super cool, and I really like collecting them. So IDW2 has been the one that I've gotten most duplicates of by accident and had to resell because I can't remember all the covers that I have. I get so many, so there's so much. This one is my favorite though, forever and ever. That is my favorite cover. It's so good and cute. And then here's the rest of the IDW1 run, and just the whole entire IDW run issues that I have. So I got some of the Dark Cybertrunks. I'm trying to finish that too. I'm trying to finish up the Drift miniseries. And I got a bunch of the Last Spot Standing, because I found a ton of them when I was in Hawaii, so pretty nice. And of course, I needed to get the Shockwave one. I need to find the Optimus one to match, and I needed this one because it's so silly. And then I'm trying to collect the Optimus Prime series as well. So that is not all of my comics. I also have Skybound. And the reason I started collecting Skybound was because of this. This is an incredible cover, and I missed out on the pre-order for this, and I was so bummed out. and because of that, I didn't want to collect Skybound. But then I found this at a convention, and I bought it like immediately because I didn't want anyone else to get it. I really, really wanted this, and I was like, I can collect Skybound now. So here's my Skybound collection. It's a little bit behind because I'm trying to save money and pay off bills. So yeah, I'm really financially responsible. I'm trying to be a lot better about that. Alright, so here's my Skybound collection. A lot of these are issue 1. I think this entire row is issue 1 before it starts going to issue 2. And the funny thing is, you know how I said I accidentally buy duplicates when I was going through this and laying this out? Guess what I found? A duplicate. So now I'm gonna take that to a convention with me and sell it because I made a mistake and messed up again. So it just keeps happening. I just don't remember which covers I get, so it just almost done. This is more of my Skybound issues. They're so cool. I really, really want to collect more, but I need to save money so bad. My main issue is just I don't like falling behind because the IDW thing, I've been behind by like a decade because I got into Transformers in 2019, so at least this one's new, and I can keep up with it, hopefully. And this is all I have for Skybound. Again, I'm behind because you can see the big gap between issue 13 and 17. But I've honestly been really enjoying the series so far, especially with how Optimus is written, and they have Cliffjumper in there as like a main character, which is super nice. And also the whole Shockwave storyline was my favorite. I love how unhinged they are. My main issue is that they have, Skybound has hired AI artists sometimes. Like, this one is AI art. The fact that it's a cover is so annoying and disgusting. Like, what the fuck is this? What is this? It's... Can you please hire real artists to Skybound like you did for 17? Like my friend Ryan, who is TGPing. He did this cover, which is very awesome. Don't get fucking AI artists. Just get actual artists. Let me fucking do a cover or something. Like, seriously. This is garbage. Do this instead. Hire Transformers fan artists. Just keep doing that. Anyway, that's my collection. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my comic book collection tour. I really, really like collecting them, and going to comic book stores and supporting locally mainly is just really nice. And also just going to conventions a lot and buying comic books is really fun to do. It's just like one of the things I look forward to the most, especially since I love completing things. And let me show you like how I've been keeping track of these. It's kind of crazy, but just bear with me. So if you're familiar with Kurzgesagt, I can't pronounce them very well. They sell like little things like this, and I utilize one of them for my collection. So I basically write down each issue and write down each cover variant and circle the ones that I have. So the ones that I don't have are a bunch of them, unfortunately, but it also means I've been really close to at least collecting almost all of the issues in some way, shape, or form, which is super nice. I really need to update the Skybound one, however, because they keep adding covers, and the Teifuki isn't keeping up with it, unfortunately, so that kind of sucks. And also, some of these are really hard to get. Like, there's stuff that are Hasbro exclusives, there's stuff that's like BotCon, there's stuff that's just Comic-Con, like places that I can't go yet, or I'd have to find online, and it would be super expensive, so it's just like, I can't do this. Where's the Skybound one? Oh yeah, the Skybound one hasn't even been updated properly. Like, this is insane with what I have so far. And it's not even done yet, so every time I go through something that I want to collect, I just put it in here, and then circle it when I actually get it. So, it's a pretty fun way to do it. It just helps me keep track of it. I know people have like apps for it, but I like this better.